Welcome to Electrified. It's your host, Dylan Loomis. Quick shout out to my newest patrons, Adam O, Liz L, and Michael V. Thank you guys for choosing to support the channel. First up today, I want to highlight something that Monroe talked about yesterday that doesn't get talked about much in the Tesla space.
Anything else inside of the Cyber Rodeo that really struck you?
Yeah, they're using AGVs, and I'm really excited to see that because if I want to increase or decrease the amount of production I can put through a factory by utilizing automatic guided vehicles, I can make changes almost instantly. There's a million different ways that I can reconfigure the line. I never have to worry about the tow going down or the chains that are overhead getting jammed or locked up or something like that. Because if one of the little AGVs has a problem, it can be pulled off and you can continue with production. If one of the car builds that's on an AGV has a problem, it can be pulled on, fixed, and dropped back in place. It's easy to make things happen with AGVs so that when issues do come about, you can pull them in, put them out. You can increase or decrease your line speeds basically by just over the air. I mean, everything about that makes me excited. And when I looked at the floor and I looked at how much room they had in that area, it's easy to double up capability. So if you're looking at $500,000 to start, it's easy to see how you could crank it, make it a little bit wider, because all it is saw cuts in the floor. No big deal. It's not like I've got to change a conveying system. It's just saw cuts in a floor and a new program that comes again over the air. It's not a big deal. So I was really excited to see that.
So if you're ever in a conversation about AGVs, I would focus on FSSS. Flexibility. These AGVs paths can be changed over time as production needs change and evolve with time. Safety, as these AGVs will always follow their guide path and they will stop, as most of them do indeed have sensors and are of course controlled by computer software. Scheduling, as these AGVs are very reliable and the speed can be ramped up and slowed down on command. And number one, of course, scalability, as Tesla can indeed add more of these AGVs, they can create new tracks, and they can expand capacity into the future. A theme we've been talking about a lot lately, Tesla, mining, raw material sourcing, all of that. Look what we have. To my knowledge, this could be Tesla's first geologist that they've hired. Zach Zen shared on LinkedIn, after 3 years at Rio Tinto, I'm excited to announce I'm starting a new role as a geologist at Tesla. Learned and developed so much during his time at Rio Tinto, but thrilled to start this new journey. Now, it's unclear exactly what Zach's role will be at Tesla. However, either way, we know that coming from a company like Rio Tinto, which is a huge global corporation, that will bring experience and communication skill as Tesla tries to bridge the gap from where they're at now in the mining and raw materials industry to where they want to go. And that serves as a great segue to this. Now, before we get into it, I have to admit, I'm a bit skeptical of this news. It just seems a little odd, and there are oftentimes very weird pump and dump type things going on, especially when it comes to these small penny stock mining type companies. With all of that being said, here's what we have so far, and Sawyer did tweet this out, but this is just the article that he tweeted. So it's coming from News Channel Nebraska, and Tesla acquiring Lithium Corporation, a lithium mining company based in Nevada. The first red flag for me was that it said in the article, Tesla confirmed this has happened. Now, that usually doesn't happen. Tesla doesn't have PR, and it's usually not confirming anything with reporters unless it's something that Elon wants to talk about. On top of that, nothing in the article really gives any detail. It just talks about high-level things we already know about Tesla and lithium and what Elon has said. It just says, over the last few weeks, Tesla has been rumored to have acquired Lithium Corporation, a lithium mining company in Nevada. The rumor started after a few of the company's employees were hired by Tesla, and the automaker started listing jobs in Nevada where it previously didn't have R&D operations. I looked into this. There are no R&D operation jobs in Nevada. There are plenty of job listings in Nevada, but nothing that would be specific to something like this. Now, having shared my skepticism and having that out of the way, let's proceed as if this is true and we do get official confirmation. Who is this company and what did they do? So let's start with the stock. The market cap is around $30 million for Lithium Corporation, and this is the 15-minute candle chart for the stock price as of today. So earlier today it was trading around 28 cents per share, It shot up as high as $1.09, and as you can see now, sitting right around 57 cents. Once again, I hope this is not a pump and dump scenario. However, if it is, it's working quite well for the people behind this. And further than the stock price that will undoubtedly be very volatile today, what does Lithium Corp do? Well, they focus on discovery and development of lithium in Nevada. All great things, and they do have some other projects that we'll get to in a moment. However, Lithium Corp focuses on lithium in brine, and if you recall, Tesla's patent for their lithium extraction has to do with lithium from clay. So a little bit different. However, Tesla will of course want all the lithium that it can get its hands on. And I tracked down this slide deck from Lithium Corporation from February of 2021. This company was founded in 2009 and is focused on the discovery of mineable deposits of energy metals in Western North America, including 2 lithium projects in Nevada. Since 2009, their technical staff has developed a geologic model to guide exploration for lithium resources on the playas of the Great Basin, especially in Nevada. And here things get a bit more interesting. Why lithium in Nevada? Well, Lithium Corp's properties are around 25 miles away from the heart of the current US lithium arena. And further down, the area is proximal to battery manufacturers Tesla and Panasonic. And last year, Lithium Corp has determined it is strategically advantageous to find a joint venture partner with a focus on engineering to advance the project. And on the very next slide, we get this Google Earth image with 3 locations pinned. There's San Emilio project, Reno, and Tesla's Gigafactory. And as I said earlier, Lithium Corp does more than just lithium, as they do have some graphite projects as well. And for whatever it may be worth, Lithium Corp's headquarters in Elko, Nevada is about a 4-hour drive from Giga, Nevada. And Lithium Corp's San Emilio project that you just saw on that Google Earth image, this is where it's located. Although it says US Geothermal Plant, this is the exact location, which is about a 2-hour drive from Giga, Nevada. So overall, as far as I can tell, this would be a great acquisition for Tesla. Relatively affordable, $30 to $40 million market cap, throw a slight premium on that for the acquisition, and then Tesla has once again a new bridge to the gap of where Tesla's at now and where it wants to be in the mining and raw materials space. Tesla can't just jump in with the current employees it has. It needs to either acquire small companies like this or continue to hire out talent like Zach to start building out the team and the infrastructure of what they're going to need to actually do the mining and that raw material sourcing. So I really hope that my skepticism is not warranted here about this being a pump and dump and this not coming to fruition. However, we're just gonna have to wait and see, so proceed with caution, but once again, I hope I'm wrong. And we can just add this to the list of questionable, maybe fake Tesla news today, but probably also at least worth mentioning. This a tweet from Chris Zhang, who historically has had some inaccurate things. He says, breaking news, Tesla product roadmap leaked. Tesla appears to be building the Cybertruck and Tesla van at Giga Texas. In addition, Tesla preparing for a comprehensive update to the Model 3 and Y. So I'm putting even less stock into this tweet, but just real quick, these are typically code names for different projects, as I've seen Highland and some of those others thrown around before. We have the location over here, and then we have these seemingly arbitrary dates, but for the Tesla van, it has December 24th of 2030. So that seems like an oddly specific date that's 8 years away for a Tesla van. So I don't know if that's the beginning of production or what that date would ultimately be. And further than that, I'm not sure we need a comprehensive update to the Model Y, unless of course maybe they're talking about, the Model Y made at Fremont, getting structural packs, 4680s and things like that. But once again, very skeptical. However, I just thought I would pass this along and you can make of it what you will. And I guess one last thing to point out for the Tesla Cybertruck, it has a date of April 30th, 2030. So once again, no idea what this column of dates is actually for. Assuming it was for production, that's obviously wrong for the Cybertruck, unless of course something has gone terribly wrong. But once again, I'm not drawing anything from this. There you have it either way. This tidbit about Tesla insurance was shared by Gail Alfar on Twitter. I just want to remind everybody, be very careful comparing your rates to these Tesla insurance rates. You have to actually understand what the coverage is, and most of these posts don't share that. This is nothing against Gail or anything like that. Just once again, be careful comparing apples to oranges because you need to know what the coverage actually is. It's also interesting to note though, the score of 98 to 99 was saving Gail almost an additional $4 per month. Tesla did, however, send out this memo talking about that Oklahoma Bill 3994, where they would have to shut down some of the service centers and they couldn't allow over-the-air updates. Well, they stopped that bill. However, now it's been essentially moved into a new legislation. Now it's in Senate Bill 512. Just like the prior one, this one can be interpreted as forcing Tesla to close our service center and gallery locations in Oklahoma, as well as, listen to this, prohibiting Tesla from offering over-the-air software updates to your vehicle. So I don't know if this were to pass, Tesla owners would have to drive to the border, get an update, or use a VPN like Surfshark to get an update for their car, what kind of trouble they would get in if they just broke the law. So we'll keep an eye on this, but that's the latest update. And here we have Omiad Afshar on Twitter sharing that Tesla is in the midst of a huge hiring ramp at Giga Austin. And Ryan shared this on Tesla's recruiting forum that I thought was pretty cool. They ask this question: what exceptional work have you done that makes you a good fit? So hundreds of new job postings available. Share with friends and family if you have anybody in mind. This will scale to thousands and eventually most likely over 10,000 in the years to come. I just thought this was somewhat eye-opening. This is from Automotive News talking about the Volkswagen factory in Shanghai. So some workers actually volunteered to stay there in the closed loop system to keep the factory up and running. However, the factory has since been shut down, but some of the workers are still locked or stuck inside for multiple days. So now Volkswagen is offering these type of activities for their employees as they just stay in the factory. And it's things like this that make me think to myself, if I was stuck at work, 10 minutes from home and I couldn't drive home to be with my family, I'm just very grateful that I live in America. Hyundai is set to manufacture its first full EV here in the States as soon as December of this year at its plant in Alabama. So far, we don't know much about the vehicle. There's a Korean version that does have an 800 volt architecture that gets around 250 miles of range with its testing standards, and it's said to have around a 78 kilowatt hour battery pack. And last up for today, GM has struck a deal with Glencore for Cobalt. However, don't forget, Tesla has also worked with Glencore for a number of years. And further than that, Tesla has partnered with a company called Resource to actually track the supply chain and to ensure that it's being sourced in a responsible fashion, which is crucially important in this industry. That'll do it for today though. Please take a second to like the video if you did. Hope you guys have a wonderful day, and a huge thank you to all of my Patreon supporters.